welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you again. Please, a quick reminder, if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification button so that you're notified once my video pops up. Okay, so you saw the title of the thumbnail of this video before you clicked. Yeah, that thumbnail was not just to attract you. Now waiting happen. As a matter of fact, today is Sunday. Okay, so I met somebody on Tuesday and we are breaking up today. Somebody shout hallelujah. Now on this video, watch to the end. Watch till the end because you see the last point or the last red flag I gave. Now that one goes sweet you pass. Oh my goodness, it's not like there was an official statement we are done, but you know when you meet funny people, and I don't know, some people anyway, I think there are girls who are foolish like that. So when some of these men meet those or have met those kind of women, they probably think that they can do whatever they do and every other woman would fall for them. Okay, so let me just give you a quick gist before we go down to the major lesson. As a matter of fact, sorry, I want to bring out lessons. The reason I'm sharing these things is so that any woman who is going to listen to this video, you learn. Okay, you're able to, when you see these things in another person, you'll be able to identify these red flags. As a matter of fact, I wrote them down. Yes, I wrote down the red flags I noticed. Like from the beginning of the conversation, I was just speaking. I was like, what is going on here? But the reason the so-called relationship lasted for 5 to 6 days was because I really wanted to get to the bottom line. So now me go find trouble. It just dawned on me that for a long time, I have not dated somebody. I say, before person go rust for the game. I said, let me just try. Let's just, I don't even know what I was thinking. I guess out of boredom. So I saw this video on TikTok. Okay, I think one of these matchmakers. And then that video was like, if you want to be, the video was directed to white men. So the video was like, if you want to meet, sorry, the video was addressing white men. Like, they want to meet African women to get married, that they should, the woman was like, contact me and all that. So I just go to the comment section. I'm just scrolling through. I see this Nigerian man that lives in Texas. I'm like, okay, let's see. So I chat him up and I'm like, hello, introduce myself. My name is Chioma. I'm from Imo State, blah blah blah. I saw you in one of the comments and I think you're cool. Can we be friends? Now, honestly, sincerely, when I asked can we be friends, that was what I meant. I strictly meant can we be friends. Like, I wanted to have a to talk, to have a conversation, and perhaps if it leads to something serious and genuine, then all well and good. So he chatted me back. What is your name? I told him. Where are you from? I told him. How old are you? I told him. Are you single or married? I told him. Do you have kids? I told him I have 2. He's like, wonderful. You know what? Let's move this to WhatsApp. I'm like, okay. We moved to WhatsApp, and from the beginning, I think the first thing I noticed, I wrote it down here. Where's that my receipt? So I think the first thing I noticed was the fact that he didn't, he was just off and on. Like in the first 24 hours, how are you doing? Have you eaten? And he would go off. Like, you won't see him again until after 6 hours. And you see, that thing pisses me off in a man. Like, you just come, how are you? How are you doing? You're not saying another thing. I'm like for the first 2 days, that's what he for like how many times he will chat is how are you? How are you doing? Have you eaten? It was just like that. No deep conversation, no. That was the first for me. That one was not even really a red flag. About I was like, okay, maybe let's go for it. Maybe he doesn't really know how to start up a conversation, or no, he's not a social butterfly like me. We began to move, we started talking. Now, along the line, this is where I now list the major red flags that I noticed. Number one, as I have written here, was when he said that he was last in a relationship in February, and he said that he broke up with the lady because she just wanted a boyfriend and not a husband. He asked me, are you like, so you're a single mother? Yeah. Is it that you just had the children or you used to be married? I used to be married. He asked what happened. I said, I don't want to talk about it, okay? I'm a good student. Yeah, I learn very well. So after he asked me that, it was my turn to ask. So I'm like, okay, when last were you in I was like, sorry. First of all, I said, are you married? He said, no, he has never been married, but that he has a son. Okay, that he wanted to marry this lady, but it didn't work out because she's Muslim. If as a matter of fact, I think that was even the major red flag for me, because you say you're a Christian and you are about to marry a Muslim. But then I excused it. I just felt like, anyway, as a Christian man, he could make her become a Christian. Yeah. So because he's a man, he would have probably more influence on her than if it was she a Christian marrying a Muslim. So I was like, let's remove that one. But for me, as regards my core values, that was the first major red flag, that the person you wanted to marry as a Christian was a Muslim. So moving forward, so I was like, okay, so when last were you in a relationship, since you've never been married and you have a son? He said he was last in a relationship in February. Okay, so why did you break up? And the babe just wanted a boyfriend, she didn't want a husband. Ha. Ha. There was no, I couldn't really pinpoint, but that thing, there was just something not right with that statement. I said, okay, let's be moving on. Let's keep observing. You know, the second red flag I noticed was when I sent him my YouTube link. He checked my channel out and said that what I did for content was gossip. Hello. Like, we are discussing. So what do you do? I told him what my major work is and what I am doing on the side. As a matter of fact, content creation, being a media creative, is what I intend to fashion for myself as a life career. The job I'm doing right now is not my permanent destination. And he said that what I do for content is gossip. This thing broke my heart too. Like, it broke my heart. And I was like, first of all, I'm not sure this man listened to any of my videos. Perhaps he may have seen my thumbnails, and some of the topics on my thumbnails did not sit well with him. Okay? So I was like, why would you say so? And I asked him, I said, to did you listen to any of my videos? He said, I just perused, I just browsed, and blah 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 blah. I said, Oga, my major talk on my channel is about relationships, and the reason I am on relationship is because I intend to have a career as a relationship or marriage counselor in the nearest future. So that is basically my niche. He was like, okay. But there was something I knew that it's not what he actually said. It's the fact that I'm a social media person, that was his major problem. And guess what? The next day, he was brave enough to say it. He said, seriously, that when he saw my channel, that it kind of scared him. I was like, why did it scare you? That he just realized I'm a social media person, and I'll be having a lot of males slipping into my DM, and that when he checked my TikTok, I have more of male followers than female followers. I'm like, hello. I told him, I said, it's normal. I mean, you're a guy. I now told him, I said, I checked one of your videos on TikTok and I noticed that it was more of females that commented. I said, it's normal. Fine boys attract females, fine girls attract males. It's a normal thing. It doesn't mean I go around all the time answering every DM, talking to every guy that slips into my DM. As I told him, I said, as a matter of fact, I don't answer all DMs, especially those ones that you know what the guys are looking for. My females will get it now. So that was another one. I just tick and say, make I continue to observe this guy. We are moving forward. Now, the third red flag that I discovered was when he's okay. I just thought about that when he said he was afraid that I was a social media person. And guess what? This is the part I didn't add. I had to take my time today to now go to his TikTok. Bros has a social media presence. Now, while we were talking, he said that one of the contents he hates are those ones that do get ready with me. They show all their life from morning till night. I'm like, Oga, that thing you're seeing can take, I was trying to explain to him how that kind of content works, and that everybody has a choice, to the kind of content they want to create. But bros, sis, guess what? When I went to his TikTok, there is a video like that. There is a video that gets ready with me kind of video on his page. There he was sleeping, he got up, and the song was playing in the background, I thank you. And I'm like, what's the difference between this one and the get ready with me content? Only that yours is 15 seconds, theirs takes about 1 hour, especially those of them that do the vlogging thing. You see hypocrisy? I said, no. We are moving on. I was still patient. If not for my patience to discover all these things, maybe we forgot even break up on Wednesday. Now, the fourth red flag was when he said that he couldn't, the fourth red flag, when he couldn't ask me important questions for someone that is looking for a wife. I was the one asking the questions and kept telling him to ask me questions. I mean, if your intention, like I said, I was like, let's be friends. But the way he came off strong, I could sense, okay, this one, they find wife. So you're looking for a wife and you couldn't ask me important questions like, what are your values? What's your blood group? What's your genotype? Why are your children not with their father? Why are they with you? You try to ask questions to find out if you can cope with this person, if you can actually live with this person. Bros, no, they ask me anything. Now me, I say, which kind of woman be with this one? But then, because as person wey study journalism, say sometimes we dey get patience, make we dey find something, dey get the information wey we need. We get the point. So let's move on. Now we are on number, from what I see, 1 2 3 4. Okay, I've said 5, so number 6 now. While we were chatting or on calls, he didn't want the conversation to take long. It was always around, how are you? Have you eaten? Like I said in the beginning, just shallow. We couldn't talk, and God, we couldn't have conversations. Like, we couldn't gist about football or politics or economics or his job or my job or anything. Once I'm like, if you just manage to say, how are you doing? Have you eaten? The next thing you hear is, okay, I'm going on break, I will call you back. The first 2 days, I felt that, okay, because he works abroad, maybe he doesn't have time, okay, the first 2 days. But when it was like that, the third day, I say, no, something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Why can't we really talk? Now, guess what? Yesterday was the first time we had a long conversation. And that was because I told him, Ross, I want us to talk. Like, I want us to have a conversation. And I was bold to tell him, I said, we just keep asking ourselves, how are you? How are you doing? Have you eaten? How are the kids? And that's all. We couldn't talk for, couldn't have a meaningful conversation. It was just so annoying. Moving on. The 7th, right? Yeah. So, what's number 7? There's this one I wrote somewhere. Good. I think this was about the 3rd red flag I noticed. When he seemed to be accepting everything about me, it just felt like he wanted to lure me. Especially when, like, the first response he had to me being a social media person was when he said, he doesn't like his woman being on social media, because he feels like ladies on social media share too much, and he feels like they don't have a life, and every time they're on social media. So now it is okay if naturally as a man you don't like a woman having a social media presence, like being on social media all the time. I can understand it all. So when he said that, I was like, no problem. It's okay. And that's why it's important when you have, your likes and dislikes, you need to talk about it with who your intended partner, so that, if both of you don't align, both of you can move on. Okay. So after like 5 hours, he calls back and says, you know what, it's fine. Okay, no, please, sorry, let's, because this gist need to be, you need to be truthful. So after that conversation, I dropped the call. Then I had to send him a message. I had to now write a text introducing myself well. I said, Oga, that why is as if I'm telling you let's talk is because we need to know our likes and dislikes, our values, so that if we don't align, everybody go waka, they go in destination. You get the point. So I introduced myself, told him how content creation is the future for me, and how I'm a writer, what I intend to do in future. I studied mass communication. If not that life happens to people by now for this screen now, not like now for they hail my name, they shout my name. As soon as they hail Genevieve, they hail Stella Damascus. Sorry, Damascus. She said it's not scos. And our beautiful actresses on screen. I would have been one of them. I have always wanted to do anything media, like be on screen. When it looked like acting didn't work, I looked for jobs as a presenter. Okay, so thank God for social media. When social media came out, here is YouTube, here we have Facebook, Instagram. I was like, okay, if the traditional media did not work for me, let me take advantage of our social media. So I had to explain this thing in text and be like, see, if you can't take it, it is fine, let's end this now. He calls me later in the day and says, it's fine, you can do what you want, as long as you don't have to be, getting involved with guys and maybe cheating on me. Like, I say, well, okay, this bros is on a long thing. I said, okay, no problem. That was, in fact, at that point, I'll be honest, at that point, I just wanted us to be, man, at that point, I was like, man, I just use this guy practice dating, because I knew that I could not end up with this person. It's good to know what you want from the beginning and stick by what you want. There is a person for every person. Does that make sense? So, now the final blow. Hey, are you ready for this one? Drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls. The final blow was when he said, he now sent me a message last night. My dear, the introduction and the things he said, they're not really my problem. After all the grammar he spoke, the next thing I'm hearing is he cannot wait to come and pay my bride price in September. Shoo. This is me now calculating. I just met you Tuesday. Okay? So give and take. We should be doing this thing for roughly I'm not so sure it will even reach 2 months. You want to come and pay my bride price in September, because he said that he's coming to open his hotel business in Asaba. So maybe from opening, he'll now come to my village. Is that how it works? I said, bros, please. Like, I woke up early this morning. I'm like, okay, let me check my messages. And that was the first thing that was greeting me. I'm like, are you okay? In fact, as soon as I saw the message, I just kept the phone first. Like, I said, make I boot for like 5 minutes. And then I took back my phone and read the message again. I said no. And then I replied, I'm sorry. Okay, I love how expressive you are. I like that you like me. But please, we can't rush this thing. I mean, there are things you don't know about me yet. There are things I do not know about you yet. So, what's the rush? Let's take our time, boy. Sorry, not boy. If you say boy, it sounds disrespectful. Let's take our time now. Let's calm down, bros. Let's chill. Let's go on a slow ride, baby. My brethren and brethren, as I tell bros this one, I am bros vex. The only line he wrote for me is, and I thought you were serious. Bros block me. And I said to myself, good radiance to bad rubbish. I didn't even see that. good radiant sha to bad nonsense. Who does he think he is? Who my dear, that's why I say let me come and share this thing. If I was just thinking, I'm like, content agbala now. I mean, for some days now, I've been having content block. You know how we say writers have, how we have writers block. I've been having content block. All of a sudden, I'm like, haba now. We go use this one run content now. Now what for you? So apart from running content, I thought to say this so that other ladies can learn. You see, one of the red flags, one major red flag with these men, like, come to think of it, this man could be a how will I want to put the English now? You see, these people we call narcissists, like his own could be the conk one. Like this man could be a conk narcissist because it's obvious that he has control issues. He has insecurities. He wants to be in control. Okay, so men with insecurities, men who want to control you, men who want to, who are narcissists, the first thing they do is love bomb you. That's the first. They love bomb you. They want to rush things. So if you don't have sense, you would think that this man loves me. This man is liking me. Like I've heard some testimonies in church where somebody will say we met under 3 months, under 6 weeks, we got married. I'm like, it's well with you. Now I'm not saying that there are people who have not found genuine love in 2 months, in 3 months, but they are very rare. They are very rare. There are people who have found genuine love like that, but they are very rare. Okay, and you see, in this time and age, this is not the time of our fathers, where your mother or father could go and bring one lady for you and say we have found you wife and they marry. You see, this time you've got to be really careful. So I'm sharing this so that other ladies learn. Okay, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this Ame Boss suits you. So please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, click on the notification button so that when I post videos you would be the first to get it. Okay, so until next time, bye bye.